We built this network of market participants, both senders and receivers, where people could move value across borders in a way that had not been done before. Faster, cheaper. Think about what was originally 7% money being transferred across borders would take 3 to 4 days. It could occasionally get lost, and the certainty just wasn't there. And it certainly, wasn't done in a way that had the end consumer in mind. So we stepped into that, we thought, with a better product solution, which was RippleNet, and built from that point on. Very early on, we knew that crypto and digital assets were going to play a big part of this, and we developed a product called on-demand liquidity, which is the ability to move this value across the blockchain seamlessly from one sending destination to a receiving destination in a matter of seconds. Unfortunately, in the early days, very few people were willing to buy into that because, again, they thought crypto was a bad word. Blockchain was something that wasn't, whose time had not come yet. But we actually persevered, and we found a lot of very innovative fintech companies and PSPs around the world that were willing to participate with us. And then banks came around as well. And so today, our on-demand liquidity product, the ability to send across the network in crypto using XRP, is now able to pay out in some 25 plus countries, which, by the way, is up from 3 just a year ago. And that really shows the absolute acceleration and adaptation that we have seen of this product over the last year or so. We use XRP just as a point because we do believe that it's fantastic at moving value. And as a result, it has been a perfect digital asset to move across RippleNet as we think about it. But let's move to point 2 quickly and think about the value proposition that we're seeing that may be relevant for this group in the audience and online. I talked about just moving value, which one of the early cases that we used was remittances. And some of those factoids that I mentioned earlier, the cost of doing so, the uncertainty, the sheer social issue of workers sending money from the Middle East back to the Philippines, that money not arriving to families that needed it was.
Here we go. Same old question every time. Jamel, welcome. Question, thoughts on XRP? Said this a gazillion times. XRP has a real use case. It is being used as a protocol. Retailer held back because of the stupid SEC regulation and ruling that we're waiting for. I think there's a gap risk higher if they get the ruling. There's no gap risk lower as much. There should be some speculation, but it's being used, and a chain that's being used for money transmission is a chain that has Metcalfe's law. So I have no issue with it in a small part.
I want to talk a bit about the midterm elections. It looks like the Republicans are going to win. What does that mean for the oversight of the SEC?
Well, it's going to change dramatically. As I said earlier, our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, even though crypto, to me, and the entire area of digital assets is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care if you're my colleague from California, Representative Khanna, who he and I, if you put us on a continuum of, here's the far right, here's the far left, he and I would not match up at all when it comes to our policy perspectives of what government should be and what it should be doing. When it comes to this issue, it's not about his political perspective or Tom Emmer's. It's something totally different. Now, that being said, the Democrats are currently in charge of Congress. They are the ones with the gavels and the subpoena authority, and they have not been holding bureaucrats like Gary Gensler accountable for his behavior. So I think what you will see, assuming that what we're seeing is accurate, that there will be a new day coming and that Republicans will take back control of the House and perhaps the Senate as well. You will see aggressive congressional oversight because that's only going to strengthen our system of government, right? Bureaucrats like Gary Gensler do not make the laws. Unelected bureaucrats, regulators don't get to politicize the rules of the road or hold the keys to opportunity. And assuming Republicans win the House in the midterms in November, we will then have the subpoena power, which will force the SEC and Gary Gensler to comply with the requests in our letters. And we've sent several of them already. and it will give us the tools to hold him accountable. A more aggressive oversight of our regulators will keep Biden's regulators in check to ensure they're working toward a stronger, better future for the United States. One that's actually filled with more opportunities for Americans, not fewer.
What's up, guys? Today is yet another day, and it's time to invest as much spare cash as you can gather into XRP. Thankfully, we now have a brighter future where regulations will be outside the political warfare in the government. When that happens, our lives as crypto traders will definitely be changing for the better. And that's not all. I believe we're about to reach 2 digits sooner than most people think. Don't believe me? Stick around to the end, and I'll share my thoughts with you. That said, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome to Money Side, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. And don't forget to smash that like button. And remember, you can leave a comment or question in the section below. Warren Davidson made an interesting comment on Twitter saying, "Sound money is essential to defending freedom." Econ with Nick explains CBDC would most likely be the single largest assault on the financial privacy since the creation of the Bank Secrecy Act and the establishment of the third-party doctrine. Sound money is a stable store of value, an efficient means of exchange, and always preserves permissionless peer-to-peer transactions. A centrally controlled CBDC corrupts money into a tool for coercion and control, the creepiest surveillance system ever developed. #dystopia. The future is set on the crypto blockchain, where there's no control by the central banks. More importantly, the transactions will be smoother and faster across borders without the control of central banks. That's what Ripple is trying to do for us by bridging crypto and fiat together. The only hurdle that this company is currently facing is the SEC, who without a doubt have on several occasions showed the public that they really don't know what they're doing. Case in point, what happened with FTX and the effect that it's caused across the crypto market. This company was unregulated, but yet still sponsored several political rallies. In fact, there are currently politicians in office and they used SBF funds in their campaigns. All this happened while the SEC was laser focused to take down Ripple, when clearly they should have turned their attention to exchanges such as FTX. Now, what does that tell you about their competence? Honestly, I'm glad that Gary Gensler will soon be leaving office because he has unfortunately made a mess of things since. And I believe the next person who will be taking charge should try their level best to regulate outside the confines of political agendas and really consider investors instead of a few high-profile individuals. And when there is a power change, I expect this case will be over or close to a settlement, which is going to lead this coin straight to 2 digits. Now, if you haven't invested in XRP by now, it's almost too late for you. This coin's bullish run is going to happen almost immediately, thanks to downward pressure that XRP has been receiving over the years. And you might miss it if you don't invest early. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know always what you think in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Couldn't be here without you. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to turn on notifications. That way you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next Money Side.